Hi, Karen with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a project for Scrap FX Australia and I'm using some absolutely gorgeous products for my project today. Look at those gorgeous butterfly vellum. Oh my goodness. And these Mariposa Girls by Michelle Logan. Michelle is the queen of creating these beautiful girls embellishments. Seriously, I love it. I've got this album here that is my All About Me album, and I've been working on it for about, I don't know, 18 months or so, and there's still several pages still left to go. And I've never had an opportunity, or never really had the inspiration, I guess, to actually do the front cover. And as soon as I got my Mariposa Girls in the mail with those butterflies, the ideas just flooded into my mind. So I thought, perfect opportunity, let's get started and doing that. I have placed some white gesso across that front cover and I did a really thick layer because I know that I'm going to use a lot of colour in this one. I'm going to create a bit of a rainbow over the page, looking at those colours from the Mariposa Girls. There's yellows and there's pinks, there's a little bit of purple, turquoise colours, beautiful. So I'm mainly using my Lindy's sprays here, but I didn't have a yellow that I wanted. Well, actually I do, but didn't actually have the water in it. So I thought, no, I want to start. So let's move. So the yellow that I've used there today is Distress Oxide in Mustard Seed, which is one of my favorite yellows anyway. Then I'm not doing a full rainbow here, but I wanted just to bring in all the colours from the Mariposa Girls. So the pink I've used is Raspberry Lemonade, and then a little bit darker is Pretty in Pink. That's just melding in together there. The purple is French Lilac Violet, which is a Starburst spray, and it's a bit shiny as well. The the turquoisey color is Delphinium Turquoise, and the green is Outer Space Aqua. Oh my goodness, how bright are they? Now, the only thing you will find when you're using Lindy's sprays is they look really bright to start with, but once they're dry, particularly when you've used white gesso or you've got something underneath, they will dry quite light. So I did go over these a couple of times just to deepen the colours. And when you see the close-ups, you'll see that I really got those great colours through that. It's a little bit hard to see in the recording how bright this actually looks. But when you will see the final product, you will see that it is quite bright still. So what I thought I'd do is put a little bit of dimension on the page and give my background, put some background stamping on just to sit behind the Mariposa Girl that I've already fussy cut out of the sheet. And I went with the stamp here called Rose Garden Stamp. And then what I've done is I've kept I do keep the sprays out that I've used, and I start creating and colouring in these flowers with the sprays. And I love how this turned out. I had an idea in my mind and I wasn't sure whether it was going to work. I used archival ink for the stamping just to make sure that there would be no running of the black across the page. And I'm just dabbing on and using the actual stem of the nozzle and just lightly putting around the colour through inside the petals of the flowers with all the same colours that I've used in the background. And what this really looks like to me as I'm going through and creating this one, it looks like stained glass. So that's why I just absolutely love how this turned out. It was just perfect for what I was trying to achieve for this one. I will make sure that I leave a link in the description box below on all the areas where you can find the blog and also the link to the store as well. And you can also get information around where all your local stockists are and your retailers are for any Scrap FX products. So I'm just filling in then the green leaves as well. Again, using the same green that I used as part of the background. So I just sped that up for you there. So all those flowers are now coloured in, and like I said, love how this turned out. Then I'm just adding in some splatters over the page as well, just lightly around the page, just using the nozzle again of my sprays, just to add a little bit of texture and dimension to the page as well. And I dab it up quite quickly because I don't really want really dark splatters. And then I want to make sure that the Mariposa Girl stays and is the main focus of the page. So I'm doing some really rough inking around that edge, but I do it quite thick, just so it's going to give a little bit of shadowing across underneath her as well. And I do pop her up on some foam just for that added dimension, and it really gives that lovely lift on the page as well. I'm using some craft foam that I get at Spotlight, and it is just perfect for when you're wanting to add dimension, and it doesn't cost very much, so it's perfect. I'm using my Scotch Tacky glue here as well. Super heavy glue with so much mixed media. It's really important that you, as a tip, I would fully recommend you getting some really good wet glue if you're relatively new to mixed media. And it will give that really good strong hold over gesso and inks and sprays and any acrylic paint, etc. So then I'm doing a little bit of tone on tone with these gorgeous vellum butterflies. So the yellow ones sitting on yellow, the purples on the purple, etc. And I'm just randomly putting them around the page as well, and only putting some glue in the center of those wings so I can fluff them up and flutter across that page. If you watch me regularly, you would know that I love butterflies, so any layout that's got a butterfly is good for me. There was a really fantastic saying as well as part of the cutout sheet. And I started thinking about where I was going to sit everything. And I decided that I'm just going to sit that phrase just across the body of that Mariposa Girl. And just to make sure you can really you can see it well, and a little bit of dimension. Again, I am inking around the edges of that phrase as well, which I've cut down into the 3 strips, just sticking that down with some glue as well. And then to finish off, I do add in some white splatters, of course. I love white splatters on anything. I find that it really gives a great way to finish things off and allows the page to really pop up. I just love the look, to be quite frank. And I absolutely love how this one turned out. I hope I've given you a little bit of inspiration today. Here's the final product and some close-ups for you. I thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I'd love it if you give my video a like, and if you're not already a subscriber, I would love you to hit that subscribe button as well. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.